What's good, people? Welcome to another episode of RNS. We are back after the international break. Kweku, Wagwan, hi. What are you telling me, bro?
Yeah, man. Obviously, international break. Let's not cap that. None of us really watch it and take that much kind of interest in international football. We can talk about
Tournaments, though.
Yeah, the tournaments, of course, but not the international break. We could talk about Nigeria if you want.
Yeah, that's
because you man are not making another World Cup, which is crazy.
No, it's not official.
Mathematically official, but I don't know why you have a natural aversion to qualify for World Cups, but you guys just, I don't know, it's a bit stinky. You'll see Ghana there, though. We'll see Ghana there.
I will see Ghana when we go to Morocco, will I?
No, you won't.
Well done.
But yeah, international break's done. Back into the grind of Premier League football, and it was a good weekend, man. There was good fixtures, and I think to start off the weekend, having the 12:30 kickoff be Arsenal versus Ange Postecoglou's Nottingham Forest side, there was narratives going into it.
Insane.
Like Jason Bourne's laughing in terms of picking those fixtures for TalkSport. But yeah, man, it was an interesting weekend. I think we're starting to see things develop. We're starting to see teams kind of take place in terms of where they're at in the league, and yeah, there's a lot to get into.
Yeah, and you know what? We'll start off with the 12:30 game at Arsenal. Obviously, we never mentioned about Mr. Marinakis just getting his boy Ange back in. I won't dwell into the game because at the end of the day, Arsenal were bad. Arsenal battered Forest and always were going to. And I don't think Ange has ever beaten Arsenal.
Yeah,
but
got me worried though, man. That game got me worried. As somebody that hates Arsenal more than I hate Liverpool, and seeing Liverpool's game and like how Liverpool struggled in all four games, and of course they're going to start playing well eventually, but in all four games it's taken a late winner to win every single one of them. And you look at Arsenal and the ease at which they did it, and bear in mind Saka wasn't playing, Saliba wasn't playing, Odegaard went off injured early doors, and you had Eze and Noni Madueke starting on the wings. Like Arsenal just made it look easy. Arsenal, when they win, it's a lot easier than when Liverpool win. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, in the games where they play against each other, Liverpool normally get the best of them. Or not in recent seasons, but this season they did. But Arsenal, when they win games, it's a lot easier with a rotated team. So when it comes to this title race, I've still got Liverpool, but I'm just starting to maybe just reassess how I think about Arsenal because they are very, very good. They've got a strong team.
Yeah, no, I will say that. I feel like Arsenal did look good and it looked like a comfortable victory. And you saw like Eze linking with Gyökeres and stuff like that. So you see Madueke playing well as well. Like Saka wasn't there and it looks like they didn't miss him. I wanted to get your take on Ange though, just quickly, because obviously Nuno was doing a very good job for Forest. And I know, fair enough, they fell off at the end towards last season, and then they got the Conference League, but then with Palace dropping out, they got into the Europa League. Do you think it's smart for Marinakis to bring in Ange Postecoglou, knowing that this guy did lose 22 Premier League games last season, and even though he did win the Europa League, like they didn't go on a crazy run in the Europa League. Yeah, fair enough, they beat United in the final, but clearly Man United are a bad team. And two, if you remember that final, it was like the most flukiest goals I've ever seen. Like, and what it is, I don't like it. He's running around like he's Park, and I don't like it, bro. I think he's talking like, yeah, I've come here to win things. Like, brother, you bust case. And fair enough. Like, you win things. I usually win things your second season, and I always win. I always win things in my second season, and fair enough, that record still stands. But that's like me saying Ten Hag hasn't. If we don't take the seasons he's been sacked in, if he finishes the full season, the brother's not gone trophyless since 18-19.
And that's why Ten Hag will always get a job.
Well,
that's why I know he lost a job with Leverkusen, but bear in mind, like his perception after he left Man United was not great, but he won a trophy, he won trophies, and that's why he got the job of Bayer Leverkusen, who a couple of years ago won the league. And so I think Ange, because of that trophy record, because of the fact that he sent it to chest and he backed it up, that stood him in great stead, right? So he was always going to get a job after that because he did what he said he was going to do.
I thought he was always going to get a job, but I didn't think he'll get a job in the Premier League.
Yeah, well, Nuno made a rod for his own back. When Nuno came out unprovoked, really, and talked about his relationship with the owner.
But do you think that's unprovoked? Because you remember there was rumours back then where thinking Ange is free.
We were on the pod last season and we flipped on this, I think, because like I was hating the Marinakis, right? I said like, yo, you can't walk on the pitch, you can't do this. And you were kind of like, it's his football club, he can kind of do what he likes. And I think I've come round to the idea of like, let's be honest, when he took over Forest, they were near the bottom of the Championship, and now they're a Premier League team in the Europa League. Like, he's done his job. He's doing his job. And as someone who's a Dallas Cowboys fan who saw where Jerry Jones took up the Dallas Cowboys and where he took them to in terms of 3 Super Bowls in 4 years, if you own a football team, you kind of have the right to do what you want because effectively Nuno's an employee. And so if Nuno comes out in the press conference and badmouths his boss, then what do you think is going to happen? The boss is going to come and make a decision.
Granted, but do you think Nuno badmouthed his boss for no reason?
No, obviously there's something going in. I think apparently, according to reports, the issue is more with Nuno and Edu. Yeah, but Edu's his boss, and unfortunately, they're your boss.
See, is Edu his boss though?
Yeah, because Edu runs not just Forest, but all the other clubs.
He runs all the football operations.
Edu's his boss. And when you're talking about the relationship, because last season me and him used to talk all the time, and now we talk less, because obviously there's a buffer now. Edu does the talking to Marinakis, and Nuno was managing the team until he got sacked. So I don't love it, because Nuno done a great job. If you ask me who's going to do a better job for Forest as manager, Nuno or Ange, I'll say Nuno. But Marinakis has made the decision, and if you're a Forest fan, you've got to say, you back it, right? Because there's Forest fans who would have kept Steve Cooper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But Steve Cooper just won the, what derby? I think it's like Swedish. Is he in Sweden?
I don't know, bro.
Yeah, he's in Sweden. His first game, he won a Swedish derby in it, but anyway.
But there's Forest fans who would have kept Steve Cooper because they loved him and he took him up from the Championship to the Premier League. But Marinakis made a harsh decision. They weren't having Nuno when they first brought him in. And Nuno done a very good job. And so I think Forest fans, if you ask a lot of them, I talked to Max Scott, who's a Forest fan, works at TalkSport. He's receptive to it. Like, he's like, let's see what happens, right? Obviously, Ange has not got a great record when it comes to Premier League, especially last season. But in terms of winning the trophy, which I think Forest now want to do, it gives them a good chance.
Yeah, no, I think, again, a good chance for them to win the Europa League. I don't think the Europa League is that strong. But I just don't see Nottingham Forest winning the Europa League.
Really?
Yeah, because we think the Europa League is much easier now that Champions League teams don't drop down. But I feel like United and Spurs got into the Europa League because their squads, even though if you think we're rubbish, they're still Man United and Spurs, right? They're still going to beat most teams that were in the Europa League. They're still expected to be favourites on paper. I don't think even though Nottingham Forest are a half-decent Premier League team, I just don't think because you're a half-decent Premier League team, you should, you walk through the Europa League. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. The only Premier League teams to win the Europa League is United and Chelsea. And, well, Liverpool if you're tagging away for Cup. But, again, these are big clubs. None of the clubs that have, and Spurs now. No, but none of the clubs that, the mid-table ones that found themselves in Europe, other than West Ham winning the Conference League. Yeah. None of the big Premier League teams that come up in these Europes, they seem to get thumped up sometimes by, half-decent European teams. Yeah,
for sure. Remember when Villa were in the Conference League and they didn't win that? So, yeah, I do agree with you. But then I suppose it's if you've got good enough players, I think back to Fulham, who got to a Europa League final, and Middlesbrough got to Europa League final. Different era.
Yeah. And Fulham had ballers back there. Duce Dempsey was moving crazy.
But Forest had ballers, bro. Forest had ballers, the type of ballers that if they went to Serie A, they'd be battling it up. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And those are the kind of teams they're going to be coming up against.
But those are a lot of players. If Ola
Aina goes to Serie A, he's playing for one of the top teams.
He played in Serie A before he went to the Premier League. He was at Torino.
But if he goes back now, he's playing for one of the top teams there, right? If Caltech goes there, he's playing for one of the top. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. If Chris Wood scored 20 Premier League goals last season. Do you know how hard that? Marco Owen never did that. We're talking about Marco Owen in the conversation with Wayne Rooney. Marco Owen never did that. Chris Wood did that last season. We're looking at some of their players. They brought in Ndoye. What's his name?
Yeah, Dan Ndoye.
Ndoye, who was playing in Serie A last season. Yeah. They've got quality players, man. People talk about Elliot Anderson maybe starting for England. I disagree with it, but Murillo, Milenkovic, these players, they have actually got hoopers.
They've got hoopers
for the Europa League.
Yeah, for the Europa League. But I just think the Thursday Sunday layover.
That's where I agree with you.
Yeah, it's not as easy to win the Europa League, and sometimes you're going to have to prioritise. And do Forest fans, would they rather prioritise the Europa League and try and win it to get into the Champions League, or would they rather just consolidate and be a top 10 team in the Premier League? They need to try and figure that out.
If you ask Forest fans right now, would you take the season that Spurs had last season where they finished 17th for one Europa League?
I think they'll take the Europa League.
They'll take that. And that's why you employ Ange.
And that's why you employ Ange. Okay, yeah, there you go. And that's how you argue, Zach.
Yeah.
That is an inside joke there. Well, on to the next conversation. I want to get into your bits with Chelsea, bro.
Man.
Brentford Chelsea, a little West London derby.
They've always got something for us.
They've always got something for you. I saw some stat that they don't beat you at the G-Tech, but they always beat you at Stamford Bridge, right?
Bro, we were G-Tech, Stamford Bridge. I'll call it the G-Tech arena or whatever they call it, bro. We get G-checked every time we play against Brentford. It was a game where, going into it, a lot of our starters didn't play, and I think that was with one eye on European football, obviously playing against Bayern Munich.
You're Bayern Munich?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, Nicholas Jackson.
Damn.
Nicholas Jackson. Yeah, bro. Yeah, so we've got Bayern Munich in the Champions League. Obviously, back in the Champions League, Chelsea fans are very excited. But I think it showed the difference between Chelsea and like an Arsenal or a Liverpool. Like, we rotated, and honestly, in the first half, we had nothing. We had nothing going forward. We didn't, like, Brentford deserved their lead. Sharda scored. We just looked all over the place. And obviously, at half time, you bring on the ballers. You bring on Reece James. You bring on Cucurella. Brought on somebody else as well. They brought on Ty. Why are you laughing at Cucurella?
Nothing.
Bro, he's one of the best left backs in the league. Which I know you might be an indictment of where left backs are in the league, but there's no left back I'd have over Cucurella in the league, in the Premier League.
Yeah, in the Premier League. Yeah,
not one. Yeah. Not a single one. Yeah. And there's not a right back I'd have over Reece James in the Premier League.
Timber? I do like Timber as a footballer.
But who'd you rather, if fit, but Reece James or Junior Timber, who's a better footballer? Come on.
Yeah, Reece James.
Reece James is a better footballer. And so, like, when you've got that, our bench looked ridiculously strong. Our bench looked stupid. Like, we had Reece James, Cucurella, Cole Palmer. Who else was on the bench? Garnacho was on the bench as well. Bro, which is a very good bench player, right? You take Garnacho off the bench at United.
Yeah, of course. That's what I said we should have done, but we started
because that's what he's going to be at Chelsea. Bro, he's going to be coming off the bench, and Garnacho, the bench player for us, is very good. But what worried me was usually a different. When Cole Palmer came on after 60 minutes, it changed, right? We looked like a different football team, and I thought we'd got past the era of Cole Palmer and Inshallah. I thought it was kind of like a more well-rounded team. But then I looked at it and I said, but look at the signings that Arsenal made, right? Gyökeres has no sell-on value. Eze has no sell-on value. These are players they bought to win the league. Look at Chelsea's players. What players did you bring in to say this is going to win you the league? Like, I really like João Pedro, and he got an assist on the weekend against Brentford. And I really like Esteval, and I really like these players. But if you were going to make a statement of intent, say we want to win the league, which as a Chelsea fan I've always been used to, right? When we're in a position where we're just there looking at it, we go and have a summer like 2014 where we bring in Diego Costa, Cesc Fabregas, bring back Courtois from loan, and we go and win the league. Like, where we had a season where we won the Conference League, we won the Club World Cup, and we're looking at the teams above us saying that if we make the right signings, we can catch them. When you don't replace your goalkeeper, or you don't bring in a centre back, or you don't make these signings, it tells me that this Chelsea team are in a very different place, and we are relying on signings hitting and like becoming otherworldly, because we're not going to go and sign a Donnarumma, who we could have got to replace Robert Sanchez. We easily, right? That deal was there to be done, but Donnarumma is paid more than Cole Palmer, so we can never go and get a player like that. Ever. Like, if I was actually deep in it, I was like, we could never go out and buy a world-class player. When Liverpool were like messing around and fucking around with Alexander Isak, Roman Abramovich would have called him up and said, and would have brought him in. But what it dawned on me was like, we are never bringing in those type of players. Like, it's scary. Like, we could bring in young players like Enzo Fernandez or Caicedo
who go on to be those
players. But we're never going to like have the summer where we just bring in that goalkeeper that helps us win the league, or bring in that striker that helps us win the league. Because ultimately, with the model, you can't bring in Isak on 300 grand a week, because Cole Palmer's on like 200 and he's our best player. So that's what really dawned on me on the weekend, and I said, we ain't winning the league for a little while unless one of these signings come in and Esteval turns out to be the next Cristiano Ronaldo. Do you know what I mean? And then they can hit. And that's what we've got with Cole Palmer. We bust case. If Cole Palmer didn't turn out into Cole Palmer right now, we'd be 7th, 8th, 9th in the Premier League. So that's where I'm at with it. Disappointing result, but I think this weekend clearly told me, after Liverpool won, after Arsenal won, after City won, they're the hierarchy in the Premier League, and Chelsea are going to have to do a lot to bridge that gap.
Yeah, I look at this Chelsea team and I'm like, it's still low-key Cole Palmer and Inshallah. And the only thing I also look at the Chelsea team and I think, you know what, you've played, every single team you've played so far, you've got, 2 wins and 2 draws, right? And every team you played so far wasn't in the top 10 last season. Yeah. And you're probably going to go play another team again on Saturday who was not in the top 10 last season.
I think Brentford just finished 10th. Yeah, finished 10th last season.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but everybody else is not.
But everyone else is not.
Yeah.
So I feel like I did expect a tiny bit more because of world champions, and you're thinking, okay, can Chelsea make this push? But you made the point that you're signing players with world-class potential. It's just fortunate that Cole Palmer was one of those players that world-class potential, but just decided to become world-class straight away.
Yeah. So, and we hit with Caicedo. For example, Caicedo was a lot of money, but then that...
But we already saw what Caicedo was doing in the Prem. Like, we already knew he was a baller at Brighton. He scored his debut goal against us years ago. Yeah. So, like, we already knew what we were getting with Moises Caicedo. It's just... the fact with Esteval's, and even a tiny bit with João Pedro as well. You kind of knew what we're getting with Lee and the Lap as well. But they're still players they're not players for now.
Yeah.
And Chelsea were kind of I wouldn't say kind of, you weren't in a win now situation, but you could have taken advantage of something. Right. You could have taken advantage of, being in Club World Champions, doing this. So I think as long as you stay within the top 4, maybe a trophy, Enzo Maresca keeps his job.
Yeah. If Chelsea finish in the top 4 and we go on like a nice run. For Chelsea, it's interesting, right? Like, I think Liverpool are the epitome of British clubs when it comes to this, when it comes to European football, and like that's important. Liverpool going out in the group stage of the Champions League or early in Champions League, that hurts them.
Yeah.
For Chelsea, it's low-key a little bit like that as well. Like, we could end up finishing 4th, but if we end up going out early in the Champions League, fans will not be happy. Like, we feel like in that competition, I was saying to people we work with, there's never been a Champions League game with Chelsea knockout that I've gone into saying that we ain't going to win it. Like, if it's Real Madrid, Barcelona, whatever, I always say that we're going to win it. And not even just from a fan's point of view, like, fully believe in it, because I've seen it too many times with Chelsea where we're good in that competition. So if Maresca go well in the Champions League, finish in the top 4, like, show some progress. But again, it's hard for me to say this to the Chelsea fans seeing us win everything. Like, when I see our team not on the brink, but you go, okay, you got Caicedo, who's like one of the best DMs in the world. You got Reece James, who's one of the best right backs in the world. Cucurella, who you might disagree, but if you look at the landscape, one of the best left backs in the world. I've always said Cole Palmer is Cole Palmer. Like, you've got pieces there, bro. You've got Enzo Fernandez, who I actually don't really rate too highly, but nigga won a World Cup. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's got the credentials. He's won a Club World Cup and a World Cup for his country. Brother, you go and get a world-class goalkeeper. You go and get I'm not saying Mark Guehi's world-class, but you just go bring in Mark Guehi.
Sort out your spine and you're good to go,
sort out the spine and you'll be good to go. Like, it's not too much to do. And my issue is they're never going to do it, man. And that's where really, like, I felt deflated. I was like, yo, man, like, unless we bust case or we hit on some transfers, we're never going to have that transfer window where it's like Liverpool have had, for example. It's like, we're going to get him. And we're going to go for bro, we're signing players. I don't even have to Google. I'm like, why is Buonanotte starting for Chelsea, bro? Like, why does Buonanotte play for Chelsea? Apart from like some money-making scheme.
He plays for Blue Coat Group, bro.
Bro, it's insane.
You don't play for Chelsea, he plays for Blue Coat Group. That's who he plays for. West London Blue Blood. That's who he's playing for.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm clean with it when it comes to transfers. Like, even your transfer window where like we brought in Cunha because we need Cunha. We brought in Bremer because we need Bremer. Like, we could talk about that later. Talk about them 3 p.m. niggas. Because I watched the game, and the Bremer was through. I think he might have been off. And the finish was such a 3 p.m. finish. I was dying. I said, under like the fourth.
Bro, you know what? Screw it. We're getting on to 3 p.m. niggas right now, bro. We're getting on to 3 p.m. niggas right now because I think on Sunday we had a couple performances from 3 p.m. niggas. Milos Kirkhead's 3 p.m. nigga hooked off at half time against Burnley.
Yeah.
Hasn't been looking to. We're watching you, Milos. We're watching you.
Yeah.
And I guess again another 3 p.m. nigga that played and Mbeumo he missed that open goal, didn't he?
Brother, like.
And I think he was one of United's better players as well.
Yeah, but that says a lot. That says a lot, bro. Like these 3 p.m. Like Eze, to be fair, had a good weekend.
Yeah.
Eze had a good weekend.
12:30.
Okay. Yeah, 12:30 is prime time. Prime time. 12:30 is prime time.
But he's in a perfect scenario.
Yeah.
He's in a perfect scenario where he's I want to call him a complimentary piece. Yeah. Because obviously he's better than Martinelli, but Eze's not there to be the guy. He's not there to be the guy, even though he's got the number 10 shirt. That's Saka's franchise, bro. Do you know what I mean? You got Gyökeres, you got Dish, you got Zubi Mendy.
Bro, they're defenders of the franchise players. Like Gabriel Saliba are the franchise players.
Oh, they're world-class players.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Yeah. So Eze's winning the 3 p.m.
in terms of power ranking, he's winning 3 p.m.
Eze top of the 3 p.m. niggas power ranking.
Who else is there? I don't think Ain't played. No, he didn't.
No, Ain't didn't play. João Pedro got an assist.
But every game, João Pedro got a goal or assist, apart from the first game. Like I think this season he's got 2 goals, 2 assists. He's got 4.
Yeah, he's doing half decent.
Yeah, no, João Pedro he's up there. Liam Delap is injured.
Who else? Tottenham didn't really sign any 3 p.m.
Like Kudus did alright against West Ham.
Yeah, but it's Kudus a 3 p.m. nigga. We had this discussion because he's done it in Europe. Do you know what I mean? We've seen him in the Champions League. We've seen him in the Europa League.
Let me get him up. Let me get him up real quickly to get these.
I'd say, Mbeumo had a bit of, but
it's unfair on him. But come on, bro.
Yeah. It's unfair on him because I feel like he was one of Man United's better players. But we'll talk about the Man United game because
let's talk about that now
because I did watch it.
Yeah,
and it's weird because I've seen us lose to City at Etihad a countless amount of times. I've seen us like get battered 3-0, but us not be in the game. But it felt like for moments there were like glimpses of United being in the game, and
first half,
and then in the first half and the start of the second half as well. But then there was two goals just deflated it. I want to see from your perspective as a neutral, because I can give you my Man United perspective. It's like, and it's going to have a bit of a fan twinge to it. But what did you make of the game?
I just think Man United are bad situationally. Do you know, like we love NFL? And there's some teams you're like, okay, you're a good team, but situationally
you're
like,
terrible.
Because Man United were good.
Man United in the red zone suck, bro.
Suck in the red zone.
Red zone offense
it sucks, bro. You just can't get it over the line. Do you know what I mean? And you're trying for field goals and you're missing the field goals as well, bro. Like.
That's so true. Man United's red zone offense.
Red zone offense sucks, and like I can see. Do you know what it is? Like I'm tired of talking about the system because the system's a system. Whatever. Like you have to firm it because until this manager goes, there's no point talking about the system because he's gonna keep it. There's no.
And I'm so glad you said that, because he even said after it's like, guys, it's not like he said Grimsby. He even said after the Grimsby game, we can talk about the system all you want, but playing the system against a fourth tier side and losing to a fourth tier side, that's not down to the system. That's just down to players just not doing their jobs.
I think situational football, right? And I think you can tell that it's situational because you ain't getting results. Like United, I can't even. Like maybe last season against City, you played all right, but you also shithoused the way to a victory. Like you can't do that really. Well, you did it against Burnley, but I suppose that was super lucky, like the penalty last minute. Like I just can't see Man United like just shithousing a win.
This is the thing. I think his 8 out of 81 Premier League wins are probably shithousing wins, but there's not been a run of momentum with Amorim, and I think it's crazy because I don't want to say I'm not Amorim out. And the reason I'm not Amorim out is because...
But if he leaves, it wouldn't bother you.
Oh, it wouldn't bother me.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't care less. I'm not Amorim in, but I'm not Amorim out. And the reason I'm not Amorim out is because it's just doing the same, like, it's the same thing with different results. And no, it's the same thing, it's going to be the same result. But the one thing I will say is that we haven't, like, do you remember the brother that's not cut his hair for 5 Premier League games?
Yeah.
Do you know if he said, I'm not going to cut my hair until Man United win back-to-back Premier League games, he will still have the exact same hair he has now. We've not won back-to-back Premier League games under Ruben Amorim. Not even...
Crazy.
Like 5 Premier League games in a row doesn't seem that hard, but it's not like...
That's difficult.
But it's quite difficult, right? But Man United
I think this is all comps, but you're not in competitions this season, so... yeah, I know. He's got to be...
So, even if he said we can win back-to-back... Have we won back-to-back all comps?
You would have, yeah.
Under Amorim?
Europa League. It would have been like a Europa League last season.
Yeah, so we won in the Europa League, but then we didn't win in the league.
What were your wins in the league last season under Amorim?
City away, Fulham away, Leicester away, a couple at home, and that was it.
Yeah, well, I'll be hard.
Villa at home.
It'll be hard pushed to find back-to-back victories.
No, we've not won back-to-back victories in the Premier League.
In all competitions, yeah.
And so I doubt we've won, because even if we won in the league then... we probably didn't win in the... Well, if we won the Europa League, we probably didn't win in the league because we were rested. There was a time we were resting players, and that's how we were... Like, remember, we kind of shithoused our way to a Europa League final as well.
Yeah.
Lest we forget.
Leon.
So, do you know what I mean? So, this is the thing. Like, as much as I like Ruben Amorim and I'm compelled about what he says, like, we need to see results. And we can talk about the system, we can talk about this, we can talk about that. But at the end of the day, like, I'm just not seeing anything. Like, we're getting... And it's annoying because there's glimpses. Like, there was times yesterday where a couple passes were there, and then you saw United in, like, the final third where you saw, oh, like, these lot have numbers. Like, this, you saw, like, a wing back there, and I was like, if you make that pass, it's the final ball. So, again, it's situational. So, if it's situational, do we blame that on players or do we blame that on the manager? I think it's a bit of both, because... the players have to execute, and that can't be on a manager.
Yeah.
And a manager puts you in them situations. But if a manager keeps putting you in them situations, the player's not executing, do you think that's just more down to the players?
I think Man United, and lots made about the bomb squad in terms of players that you got rid of, kind of. But there's scar tissue there, and I think if some of your main players...
haven't changed. That's
bro,
the
like
issue.
Bruno Fernandes... he just shouldn't be a Manchester United player anymore. And he's the face. When you lost yesterday, he was the guy doing the interview. And Luke Shaw had a stinker of a game. These people shouldn't still be in Manchester United, bro. Like, there should be a fresh start, and then there'll be maybe a way to kind of onboard fresh ideas. But when your main players, main voices in the dressing room are some of them, Harry Maguire and Bruno Fernandes, and Luke Shaw's obviously the longest serving player there right now. I'm sorry, these guys shouldn't be at Man United. They are the face of Man United's worst period. In a long time.
And they're still here.
And they're still there.
And what annoys me is that we've been so quick to get rid of, like, the bomb squad.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I think we all agreed everyone in the bomb squad should have gone. But we still haven't got rid of the crux of the issue. We still haven't, like, we always say, it always comes to a stage where Man United's not playing well. We're saying, these players are not playing for the manager anymore.
Bro, but anti that wasn't the issue. Like,
exactly, this is what I'm saying.
It's like Man United saying, like, back in the day, Memphis Depay was the issue. Like, no, that's an ancillary piece. The issue is the core members of the squad. Brother, like, this is what really highlighted it, and we talked about it. When you triggered Harry Maguire's contract, you're like, yeah, we'll probably sell him. And then when you didn't sell him, I was like, so you just triggered him to pay him millions for next year to let him go on a free? Like, what, you can't find a 19-year-old centre-back that can give you the same production as Harry Maguire? If those kind of players are still at your football team, man, unfortunately, you ain't going to get nowhere.
So this is my issue. We're just in an annoying crux of just, because, yeah, we didn't sign that midfielder. Yeah, we didn't sign this. I'm still going to, I try to avoid going online and talking about United because people just going to ask me, it's like, people are saying it's a system. But I guarantee you, if we play a 4-2-3-1, we will see some things we didn't see on the pitch, but we will probably still be losing games.
So what is it then?
It's the players, and don't get twisted. I think it's I think the manager and the system and everything. Like, there's some. I'm not saying Ruben is not at fault. He's definitely at fault.
Yeah.
But my issue is I want change, and we won't get change until the core. What's that analogy with, like, apples and, like, the rotten apples? Like, do you know, if you put, like, if you have exactly one bad apple ruins the rest, and I'm not saying Bruno Fernandes in particular is a bad apple, but there's people. Prime example, I know Diogo Dalot didn't play, so it's going to be weird mentioning him, but this is just an example. He was signed by Jose Mourinho. I think in 2025 there shouldn't be any Jose Mourinho players in this Man United squad. Yeah. And if there was a Jose Mourinho player in this Man United squad, it should be someone who should be starting week in, week out.
Should be Paul Pogba.
It should. Well, yeah, exactly. So, like, or someone of that talent who is. Do you know what? Even though he's gone through all these managers, or you can even say a Bruno Fernandes if we were playing him in the right position, but at least he has the CV or the accolades or the stats or whatever to say that, you know what, this is why he's lasted managers. But someone tell me why Diogo Dalot is mastered.
But do you know what? Do you know what this system thing I think is rearing its ugly head, and why not rearing ugly head, but why people are so on it? Because I think this season we've seen a return of English football back to what English football should be. Right? We're seeing wingers attack their fullbacks. Jeremy Doku was great, right? And that's a classic old school winger performance. That was what Madueke was doing again. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of Madueke, but all he was doing is attacking his fullback. Doesn't matter if he lost the ball. We're seeing long throws come back in. We're seeing, like, English football return to being English football. And so when you're getting these pundits looking at it being like, so you lot came in and overcomplicated it, but Man City have now got a shot stopper as a goalkeeper. I don't play for seat no more. It's like,
and you saw that save he made from Mbeumo. Yeah. Like, that's why they got him.
Yeah, that's why they got him. And so they're looking at it being like, so you told me about this 3-5 whatever. We just play 4-2-3-1 and stick everyone in their right position, because it seems pretty simple, right? If Man United play the 4-2-3-1, I think we could all say who would play. I think we could all say who would play where. I think we'd all say Man United would be a better football team, right? Like, I think it's, and I don't want to talk about system because I think, like, it's so tiresome. But if Man United play 4-2-3-1, you get Kobe Mainoo in the team, you get Bruno Fernandes in the right position, you get Mbeumo on one side, you get whoever on the other side, you get Ahmad in his actual right position, and you have a striker up top. And whoever goes, it's who goes next to Kobe Mainoo, that's the issue, because Ugarte is just not good enough. But, like, you get people in their right positions, you get Euro playing in the back four next to whoever, take your pick, and then you have an actual right back and an actual left back. And I think it makes things a little bit simpler. I think the reason why I think people are talking about this system is because we're seeing this season in football, things return back to what English football was. And so people are like, why are you overcomplicating it?
People go back to basics.
We're
overcomplicating and not
Bro, these promoted teams are not saying we want to play football like Southampton wants to or Ipswich. It's like, yo, no, we're going to play long ball. And they've actually got results. Burnley should have got a draw against Liverpool. Like,
yeah, and Sunderland are doing quite well. They kept a couple clean sheets.
They're competitive because they're going back to basics, and these wingers are attacking their fullbacks, and the goalkeepers are being goalkeepers, and we're just seeing English football return. And I feel like who
did Leeds play? I know it's a really random question.
Leeds. Oh,
did Leeds even play?
They did. They played against Fulham. Sorry. They lost against Fulham 1-0 last minute.
Oh, yes.
That Kevin came on for Fulham and looked crazy.
Yeah. Brazilian, isn't it?
Yeah, he looked crazy. But Goodmanson own goal for Leeds. But yeah, it's like, and they could have got a result against Fulham. Like, I think, and I quite like it, right? And you said this actually, in terms of like, with the England national team, we need to do what we do. The Premier League is now returned to be fast, be strong.
Be strong, be physical.
Be physical.
But I feel like Amorim is trying to plug that into United, because the one thing he did say from the get-go is that we're not fast enough, we're not physical, and he's tried to do that. And that's the one thing Erik ten Hag just went away from, which I think is such a dumb thing to do in the Premier League. So it's not like we get out-bullied by teams how we used to back in the day, but we're still losing games.
Do you know what it is?
We're still losing games.
It's what you told me when you first came in. If you're Man United, you can't be playing free at the back. Like,
and especially not working.
It not working. Yeah. It not working is like it not working is a reason to change. There's a reason why he was supposed to go to Liverpool, and I think he revealed his plan. They said, "What, Mo Salah wing back again?"
I swear he meant to go West Ham.
Well, West Ham as well. He apologised to supporters for going to talk to West Ham. Like, he's interesting. I actually do really like Amorim, but it's Man United. Like all the pundits say, it's Man United. It's just jarring to the eye to see Man United play free at the back. Yeah. I can't even explain what it is, and I'm not getting to the nuances. Maybe I'm being reductive and oversimplifying it. When I see Man United line up with free at the back, it just doesn't feel right.
Doesn't feel right, especially when it's not working. It just makes it even worse.
It's just like, you lost 3-0, you play free at the back. Like, can you please? And he's not going to change. But to me, I can understand why people are on this free at the back thing.
Yeah, no, 100%. And like, there's times where I see the extra man and the overload in the wing backs. I'm like, okay, I get why.
I see it sometimes.
And you see it sometimes, but then it's just our execution. So then, for me as an internal fan, I'm like, is that the system? Is that the players?
What are we saying about Sesko?
Sesko was always going to. You know what? Louis Saha said this on the Talk of the Devils. He said Sesko will struggle because
Saha on Talk of the Devils.
He done a little interview with Carl Anka.
Yeah.
And after then they put it in one of the episodes, and he said Sesko will struggle because of Man United's midfield.
Yeah.
And not because of Sesko as a player. He said Sesko will struggle because of Man United's midfield, and he actually used the word struggle. And he was right in that sense that Sesko is a striker that you need to feed him, and I think he's good enough to like play football, but you've got a 6'5" brother. You feed that brother. Like, none of those crosses were going to him. I don't get how you don't feed the brother.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm not worried about.
It's been a problem for a long time because Højlund, as bad as he wasn't getting fed.
He wasn't getting fed, and Højlund wasn't getting fed because Nacho and Anthony was his wingers, and the less I say on that, the better.
Yeah,
but. Now, like, we've got half decent players who should be trying to feed. Like, if Šeško was getting chances and he's missing, and he'd be like, we can be like, oh, maybe he's not good, but he's not even getting the chances. Yeah. Like, I'm not seeing him get the chances yet, and it's still quite early, so we should be fine. But enough about United. We got you lot next, and we don't tend to lose to you lot. So
yeah, but I'm seeing a lot of things United didn't usually do that just is going out.
He's breaking so many
there's so many records that it's just like, oh, United doing this, United like, bro, genuinely there's so many fans going into this derby thinking United got a chance. Then when you saw it, it's like, why did you think that?
I was telling everyone.
Yeah, bro.
And even still, like, when we were 1-0 down, I was thinking, yo, we can come out.
Bro, I thought it. But then I think we have to kind of, and this is the one thing I'll say before we move on from United. Do you know every single Man United manager that comes in, the idea is return Manchester United to their former glories. Whether it was Moyes, back manager, whether it was Van Gaal, I remember the press conference, the pre-season, I remember like Jose, whatever manager comes in, the narrative is this the man to return Man United to their former glories? I think that kind of concept or perspective needs to die.
It's never going to die, bro.
Yeah, I get it. But that... And I suppose Liverpool had the same thing, right? After Kenny Dalglish, it was like, okay, man after man after. And eventually get to a point where when they appointed Rafa, it wasn't like, is this the man to return Liverpool to former glories? It's like, is this man to make Liverpool respectable? Like, I think the question for the man who inevitably replaces Amorim is not like, is this the guy who's going to win Man United the league? Because I think you're so far off of it right now. It's like, is this the man who's going to make Man United respectable? And not even like saying that you have to scour the league and go and get like has-beens, and you're gonna be so insulted by this. Like, insulted.
I know where you're going.
You're gonna be so insulted by this. But where Nottingham Forest were when Nuno took over is not too dissimilar to where you man are right now. So if you were to go and get a Nuno, it's not the craziest thing in the world. And it sounds insulting. But where you are right now, the reality of the situation is that that's the level of team that you're at.
Yeah, but I don't think Man United are there just yet because...
You finished 15th last year.
No, granted.
8th and 15th.
Yeah, but
it's not getting better.
But that 8th, we won...
You got rap? Nah, carry on.
That 8th, we won the FA Cup and we beat and we beat City quite well, and everyone was like, okay, like there is some, and Ten Hag was spitting his talk then. So like, even though we finished 8th, and that then was Man United's worst season.
Yeah,
we were thinking, there's still things we can work on. Like there's still things we can build around. So it wasn't like 8th was doom and gloom for us. So this is just like the bottom of doom and gloom. So we're at the bottom of the barrel trying to rebuild. But the whole point of a rebuild is getting rid of the players that you have now. But we're still not getting rid of, like, even though we got rid of the bomb squad's not the reason we should have rebuilt. The bomb squad is just the reason that we haven't made it over the line.
So you think the next appointment, when eventually they do replace Amorim, do you reckon the owners are looking at me like, hey, this is the guy who's going to win us the league?
Well, no, I think
I don't think those guys are going to want to take the job. The guys are like,
well, this is the thing. I think the next the next appointment for a United manager is, or whoever comes in next is, you know what? Let's just build an, because remember everyone was like, for Ten Hag, it was no identity. That was the main thing. Like, we don't know how Man United play, and now it's the system again. Like, we know there's a system and maybe there's an identity, but it's not good enough. We just need someone. I just need someone to burn the club down and start again.
Yeah,
burn the team down and start again. Like, we need what you man done. Like, none of those, other than Reece James, everyone who won that Champions League is not there anymore.
It's gone.
And that was in 2021.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We've got people here from when I was in second year uni.
When did Marina take over at Man United?
2016.
Crazy. That's almost like 10 years ago.
Bro. And people are still there.
Yeah.
And fine, players can stay at clubs for 10 years. It happens all the time. But good players.
Yeah.
Mediocre players should not be there for more than 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Why is someone there for so long? Why is that person part of the furniture?
Yeah.
So like, whoever comes in is still going to have that problem until we get rid of those players.
Yeah. But there's no backbone to get rid of those players, though. Because, like,
is annoying.
Who gave Harry Maguire the contract?
Which is annoying, because I'm like, why are we... Like, we're so quick to get rid of other players, and don't get twisted, those players should have gone.
Bro, like, imagine in some way you got rid of those players, you sold Harry Maguire, like you sold Bruno, like, and it's a fresh start, right? I think you could maybe even chin the fact that you're here in the league.
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
A fresh start. Bro.
Like, if you had got rid of Maguire, you got rid of Bruno, and you were struggling in the league right now, but at least it's a fresh start. But what you're seeing right now is the face of Man United's failures are still there. Luke Shaw had a stinker, Bruno's still playing. Like, why?
And then why? Out of position.
And being out of position. Like, you'd rather... That result's more palatable if the person playing centre midfield is a new, young centre midfielder. Person playing at left centre back and say Luke Shaw is a new... You're like, okay, cool, they're young. We can, but when it's just the same guys...
Because look, prime example, Dorgu had the most touches out of anyone in the box in the Manchester derby. But Dorgu came in January. He's young, he's 20, he's a guy playing...
You can chin it, bro.
You can chin it. And we're chinning it because you're like, you know what, even if he's getting into positions and some people think he might not be good enough.
Yeah.
But... it's not been a year yet.
Yeah.
We can chin it, bro. I remember, bro. People, if you go watch Patrice Evra is one of our best left backs.
Yeah.
For the club. If you go remember his debut. His debut was against City. He had a stinker. His first Vidic's first 6 months. Evra's first 6 months. He sucks, bro. Yeah. So like you can chin those things if, again, that's if you're a good team.
Yeah.
But we're not a good team.
Yeah.
And so I think getting rid of Amorim might make some changes, but it won't get rid of the problem. Like, we need to get... we want to ever get back to where we were, even just become a respectable football club again, we need to get rid of the root of the problem, not just what did you use? What word did you use?
Clear out? Well, no,
you said like the phallus. The branches instead of the root if we're going on the trees. But yeah, that's
bro. That's the. I think that's the biggest issue with Man United. It's like, I think you've just got so many kind of good things, right? Kobe Mainoo's a good player. You've got flipping.
Tell that to Ruben.
You've got good young players. I think Dorgu will turn out to be a decent enough player. You've got, who else have you got?
Yeah, Lenny Yoro.
Lenny Yoro is a very, very good player. But I just look at the. There's something rotten there, bro. Until you get rid of some of those players who've seen in and out of those rotten cores, I don't think you're gonna.
Do hyenas biodegrade? Actually, it wasn't at Old Trafford, so we can't say it. But do hyenas biodegrade? Like,
yeah, I don't know, bro. That Pogba needs to just do you a favour and big them up and start anew, bro. Bring him back. Actually, bring him back. Flip him. Is there any other narratives in the Premier League?
No, not really. I was really going to NFL because there's a lot to talk about the NFL, bro.
Brother,
there's a lot to talk about the NFL.
The reason why,
yeah. So like, obviously, there's a lot to talk about the NFL. We didn't speak about week 1, but
brother, the NFL. Okay, this is it's cinema.
Yeah,
and the reason why it's it's such a popular league, right? Despite the fact that it's only really contained to America, is because
we had a Brazil game.
Yeah, we had a Brazil game, but do you know what I mean? It's not like a global sport like football. It's not even. It's not even.
Football's the greatest sport ever.
It's not even as global as basketball.
Yeah.
It's in America. It's called America.
It's global. Bro.
It's global,
but it's not as global as basketball.
Like, the players in there are mostly from America.
Yeah.
But
the Chinese niggas.
Yeah.
Chinese niggas got something? Wait. No, there isn't. No, there was only one in college. You were going to say Young Wei Koo. No, he's not Chinese. Yeah, he's not Chinese.
I was going to say that. I wasn't going to say that.
Well, who was you going to say that? Who was you going to say? Yeah, exactly. Anyway, carry on.
Oh God. Yeah, but it's the nature of the scoring, right? And it's almost like rigged. It's like the nature of the scoring that you can go for 2 and then like misfield. It means the games are always close, right?
Close.
So like, bro, how is it a 2-score game when the team is down by like down by 16 points? Like, it's a 2-score game because like it's rigged. It's like, yeah, if they score a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, score a touchdown, 2-point conversion.
And it's so quick because you score a touchdown, 2 points, they get the ball back, 3 downs, 4 punt, you got the ball back.
Yeah. And we got such good quarterbacks, it's like, yeah, a 16-point deficit can go like that. We saw it in week 1 with the Bills versus the Ravens. A 15-point deficit went like that. Like we've got so many good quarterbacks that can make plays that we're just seeing narrative upon narrative upon narrative in the NFL. And week 2 did not disappoint, brother. Like, obviously, there's people watching the games, and the game of the weekend was the Chiefs versus the Eagles. But I was obviously tuning in to watch the Cowboys versus the Giants. One of the best games of football I've ever seen.
Bro, and it's so crazy because I was watching that game, and that was the first time that the Giants and Cowboys have not been in a prime time situation since you man were before you man were in Jerry World.
Yeah.
Remember the old stadium where it had the open thing and it was like the open stadium so God could watch his football team. That's such a sick bar, by the way. It's such a sick bar.
It's so hard.
Open roof stadium so God can watch his football team.
Yeah, it's hard.
But that's the last time you man played the Giants
non-prime time.
On non-prime time.
Yeah.
And fair enough, like, hey, Cowboys can't, we don't know.
2 worst teams in the division.
And look what that gave. Russell Wilson looking moving crazy.
Bro, that's probably the best game Russell's had in like, what, 6 years?
No, it's not.
What was the better game?
This is the thing with Russell Wilson, yeah, and I will say this because he was the quarterback of my team. That long throw to Neighbours, he's still got that.
Yeah, well, the one he's still got looping in the air. Yeah,
he's still got that. Russell Wilson still has that.
I'm saying he threw for like close to 500 yards and threw for like 40.
Yeah, okay, cool. He hasn't had a game like that, but like those, Russ still has those moments.
Those throws. But brother, like I'm here to say, I think Malik Neighbours, by the end of the season, we're talking about a top 3 receiver. Bro, he just got. Do you know when you just watch something and it's a little bit different? He's got that kind of fast twitchy kind of go and get it. And I think if you had
one of them ones, give him the ball,
brother. If you paired him with a Patrick Mahomes, you paired him with Josh Allen, we'll be saying he's the best receiver in the league. He's special, bro. Who's the best receiver in the league?
Jason Jefferson, but
this season I don't know. I
don't know. We can talk about the Bengals because my nigga got turf toe, bro.
Bro, he's out for 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months with turf toe.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and
that head coach is losing his job, bro. Like the Bengals deserve this for being a cheap franchise, bro. They deserve it. They deserve it, brother. Like you've got. I don't call him generational, right? But you've got one of the rare quarterbacks in the modern age that can actually beat Patrick Mahomes, and we've seen it. And you don't give him a defense, and it's him and Inshallah and his 2 receivers, like. Brother, this is what you reap what you sow. They deserve this. Obviously, Joe Shiesty, I like him a lot, and I hope he gets back in time to kind of salvage the season. I don't think so. I think they'll be done by the time he comes back. But this is what they deserve, bro. They're going to end up having a terrible season, and it seems like you're wasting another year of the prime of one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because I did watch that Jags-Bengals game, and Drake Browden threw like 3 turnovers, but they still ended up winning the game against the Jags. But again, it's the Jags. So
Trevor Lawrence, this should be his last year as a starter in the league.
There was a bit of like back and forth between Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence, where Liam Cohen was like trying to, and Trevor was just like,
yeah.
I still think Trevor Lawrence. I've always liked Trevor Lawrence because I watched him as a kid.
Bro, do you know when like you're seeing the features and it's like this is the guy, this is supposed to be the next. And then in high school he was the guy, and in college he proved that he was the guy
as a true freshman. Bro.
And then he goes as number 1. He's like the all-American quarterback, brother. He ain't impressed me enough. He ain't done enough.
Yeah, and I thought he's been in a meh franchise though.
Yeah,
and this is the thing with the Jags. He's been in a meh franchise because the Jags are just. You never know. Like the Jags haven't been relevant since Blake. I was going to call it. I need to start calling him Blake Buttholes. Or Blake Bortles. Yeah. Since that AFC Championship, all those years ago, it was in 2016. So.
Yes.
Yeah, 2016, that AFC Championship, the Jags haven't been a good team in the
in
the AFC since. But speaking of the AFC South, my Denver Broncos. Did you watch that?
I didn't watch it. I saw plays from it. I didn't watch the game.
So basically, we lost 28-29. We were up the whole game. Bo Nix had a half decent game. In the second half, he threw for 3 touchdowns in the first half. We're thinking, okay, yeah, cool, Bo's back, life's good. But Daniel Jones played well. Daniel Jones threw for over 300 yards. A couple things which was weird is that Pat Surtain went down in the second quarter, I think, and he was holding his ankle. He came back into the game.
Yeah.
But they were targeting him.
Were they?
It was weird. It was weird because we've noticed all throughout last season, and especially in the first game against Tennessee, people did not throw to Pat Surtain.
Bro, DPOY, bro.
Brother, there was a stat last year that you will get a better percentage of completion by throwing to the ground against throwing to Pat Surtain. But Indiana Jones just said, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna go at Pat Surtain. And it's not like he gave up explosive
Indiana
coverage.
Jones.
Yeah, it's a nice little nickname, isn't it?
Sick nickname.
Fun the Colts.
Yeah, but, that's a sick nickname.
It's a sick nickname, to be fair. It's unfortunate he's gonna stink up by that week 8. But they were just going at him. And like Pierce was going at him. And don't get twisted, the coverage was great. Yeah. But it was they were just throwing curl routes, coming back, and he was getting them. There's nothing he could have done in that situation, and they were going at him.
Yeah,
and we were still in charge of the whole game, even though we let them come back a bit until Bo Nix threw a pick in the 4th, and then we had a chance to hit a field goal, and Will Lutz, who I've never really liked as a kicker, Will Lutz. I know Sean Payton has his guy and he brought him over from New Orleans, but I miss Brandon McManus. Brandon McManus was a very good kicker for us, especially when we were going through the scenarios of not having a good offense and having a rubbish red zone offense. Brandon McManus will always score field goals to keep us in the game. But he's obviously gone elsewhere. We've got Will Lutz, and Will Lutz missed a 40-something yard field goal, which could have. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Kickers has not been great.
Although Brandon Aubrey, like for us.
Well, so Brandon Aubrey's been great.
I want to ask you something about this, but carry on.
Yeah, so like, long story short, we missed a field goal. They now, it's then 28-26, and they just have a chance to just win it by a field goal. The defense shows up and keeps them to a field goal within 60. And again, their kicker hadn't made a 60-yard field goal before. His best was 59. He misses the 60-yard field goal, but then there's a penalty. So they get 15 yards, bro, makes it 45. Game's done. What can you do in that scenario? It's one of them, you just got to charge it. You literally just have to charge it.
But unfortunately, when you're in a division, it's tough for you to do. Well, we'll talk about another team in the division coming up. But when you're in arguably the toughest division in football, like, you can't charge. You can't charge.
I don't want to look back at that game and feel like
we're looking at that division saying maybe 3 of those teams make the playoffs.
Yeah,
maybe not. Like, and it's tough, bro. It's tough to lose that game. I need to watch the highlights back. I heard it was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy, bro. Because
penalty on the
because it was a thing to win it. It's gone right. I said yes, and I see the flag, and I just said
no. 15 yards, bro.
And 15 yards, bro.
So Dan Aubrey's our kicker. I've genuinely, like, obviously there's been so many great kickers in the league, and Justin Tucker, whatever, Adam Vinatieri. But like,
he's also just like a no, I'm joking.
Yeah, objectively, he's even though he's a scumbag. I was thinking that's not crazy. But Brandon Aubrey is unbelievable, bro. Yeah. And you know that I've always had the thought ever since I started watching NFL. It's like, if you put like a world-class footballer and made them a kicker, they'd be the bro.
Harry Kane.
Exactly, because his dogs are called Brady, and
he loves the NFL. Harry Kane
and Wilson, because he loves the NFL, and he said when I retire, I'm going to do it. If a world-class footballer, a world-class ball striker does it, it will change the dynamic of the team. Because as a Cowboys fan, we are shit. But we know we just have to get to the 45-yard line, and we've got 3 points. We've got a chance. And so if a world-class, because he was drafted in the MLS.
He was drafted in the MLS. Yeah, didn't make it.
Yeah, he was a centre back, and then he ended up he was a centre back. Imagine you have like someone who's striking the ball.
Yeah,
all the
Harry
time.
Maguire.
Bro,
you see the penalty? He can hit a ball,
brother. Like, I truly think that will be, but they'll change the rules because they don't love kicking in the NFL. But if you could get a world-class footballer and make them a kicker, honestly, brother, it would be a cheat code. It would be
very true.
It would change the game completely, right? You'd be like, I just have to get to maybe the 40.
I don't know why that doesn't happen more, because you see it with punters. You see a lot of punters come from, like, we've got an Australian punter at the moment who is playing what them niggas play down under, AFL. Like AFL, whatever. like, stuff like that. So you see it, but you don't see like many footballers choose. Like, if you want to go get more money, bro, like what? You think Bentley could do?
Nah, it needs to be someone who's like late 30s, man. Like, it needs to be someone late 30s. Because the thing is, it's like,
all you have to do is learn how to kick in American football.
You got to learn how to kick, but you also them man are like,
Do you know what I mean? That's all you have to do is learn how to kick in American football. Once you do that, I think you should be fine.
Harry Kane, if he actually follows through on his promise and he becomes like an NFL kicker, bro, I think he'll be the greatest kicker of all time. Genuinely, because bro, he just kicked the ball his whole life. You have to get used to kicking an NFL ball. Let's talk about the Chiefs, man. Let's talk about the Chiefs.
It's crazy. I saw because the Philadelphia Eagles, they put out a meme. Did you watch Phineas and Ferb? You're too old for that.
Yeah, I watched Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, okay. I was just making sure. There's a quote from Phineas and Ferb with Dr. Doofenshmirtz. It's like, if I had a nickel, something happened. He was like, I think he got threatened by a puppet. And it was like, if I had a nickel for every time I got threatened by a puppet, I'd only have 2 nickels. But it's weird it happened twice, right? And that's what the Eagles put out yesterday. It was like, with the Chiefs, it was like, if I had a nickel for every time you beat the Chiefs, I wouldn't have many nickels, but I'd have 2.
Yeah.
But it's weird that it's happened twice. And it's weird that the Eagles are beating the Chiefs back to back in 2025. I don't want to, because it's hard for teams that start 0-2, to make the playoffs. I still think the Chiefs make the playoffs because I'm just not going to doubt Patrick Mahomes.
You're more of a believer in the Chiefs this season than I am. The eye test don't lie. The eye test doesn't lie. The eye test don't lie. They're not actually a very good football team.
Yeah, but they've not been a very good
but
team
like
for long.
No receivers, no deep threat. Like, do you know what I mean? They're out injured.
Yeah.
The defense only held Philly to 20 points. The defense did their job. So the offense can only give you 17 points. Like, and that's been the case for a little while now, bro. Like, not saying the dynasty is over or whatever, because all they need to do is make a few moves in the offseason and they'll be back.
I don't even think it's going to be a few moves in the offseason, bro. I think the fact that the Chiefs can still hold the Eagles to 20-something points, or 20 points, right? And fair enough if Patrick Mahomes hasn't got rolling yet with that offense. I still trust Patrick Mahomes to, like, I'm not saying they're still a lock-in for the Super Bowl, but I would be even now, as of 0-2, I would be very surprised.
What if they go 0-3?
No, I'll be, so this is the thing, they could go 0-3. But I will be very surprised if they don't make them. If I don't see Patrick Mahomes in the Patrick Mahomes Invitational.
Oh, I don't think they made the AFC Championship.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think they made the AFC Championship.
Really?
I don't think they have home field in the playoffs if they do make the playoffs.
I don't think they have home field in the playoffs.
And obviously they've got...
But I still think they made the AFC Championship game.
I don't think so. I think they'll have to this season play 2 games to get there, whereas previously they had to play 1 game to get there.
Yeah, no, but there's times they have to play 2 games.
Yeah, that was the last Super Bowl they won. When they beat Lamar in the AFC Championship game. They went on the road the whole...
Yeah. And they still done it.
And so they still done it. But I just... Yeah, because they beat the Bills.
They beat Buffalo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They beat the Bills and they beat somebody else. But I'm going to look at their schedule right now. Let's have a look at their schedule right now. Because if they go 0-3, bro, I don't think we're saying the same thing.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. Like, it's not hard. It's not easy for 0-2 teams to make the playoffs.
0-3 is almost impossible. Not almost impossible, but...
Well, this is the thing. They've got, for what I remember, they got the Giants next week.
Yeah. Then they've got the Ravens. At the Ravens. Is it at Ravens? No, it's at Arrowhead. They've now changed it now. Like,
back in the day, it used to be. Yeah.
They've got... It's on Google anyway. Okay, so they should beat the Ravens at Arrowhead, like they should do. So they've got the Giants, then they've got the Ravens, and they've got the Jags who they'll beat, then they've got the Lions, then they've got the Raiders, Commanders. They've got a difficult schedule, but I just don't see it this season, bro. I don't see it this season. I think that this is the season where things ain't clicking. Like, Travis Kelce had a few big catches, bro, but then obviously the one that he fumbled and went for an interception. It's like, yeah, that's normally money for Travis Kelce. Yeah. He's just an older version of himself. And when you look at, like, a Patrick Mahomes who's dropped deep and then he sees options and he maybe could hold the ball for a little bit longer now. When you're seeing him drop back to pass it, he's just looking at the first option and trying to make difficult passes. And I just feel like he's not playing his best football. He's running a lot more. Bro, Patrick Mahomes obviously is a great runner, but he's a great runner in the playoffs.
Yeah.
In the regular season,
he's a great runner on 3rd down. He shouldn't be running on first.
Bro, like, he's running well and he's trucking defenders. But, like, I don't really want to be seeing Patrick Mahomes do that on week 2.
Yeah. He had more in the first half. He had more rush yards than he had.
Yeah, bro. I think we forget, right, because he's got that dad body and he's not Lamar and he's not Josh Allen. Patrick Mahomes is probably the third best running quarterback in the league in terms of like his escapability. He's a very good runner and very strong as well. But I look at this Chiefs team, bro, and I feel like this is not the year that they win it. Bro, let's talk about my pick for to make the Super Bowl. The Green Bay Packers looking like the best team in the NFL right now. Like, they're looking like the best team in that. Bro, look, they look quicker and stronger than everyone. And as long as Jordan Love can just not put the ball in harm's way, which he did do this weekend, if he can just kind of figure that out, I don't see any team really stopping them. Like in the NFC, I look at Philadelphia and they haven't really got going yet. Like, against the Cowboys, we could have beaten them if CD could catch the ball. And against the Chiefs, they beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead, so you've got to give them credit for that win. But the offense didn't look amazing. The offense has not got going. So I look at the Green Bay Packers, and obviously injuries happen. But for me, bro, they're the best team in the NFL right now.
Okay, so if the Green Bay Packers are the best team in the NFL, let's say they make the NFC Championship game, who do you think is replacing Patrick Mahomes at the Patrick Mahomes Invitational from the AFC?
So this is the crazy thing, right?
You still think they make it, but you think they lose?
No. Oh. I don't actually know if they make it. I don't know if they make the AFC
really
game. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't like the football I'm seeing. Who I still have faith in because I just look at the football they play is the Baltimore Ravens, bro. Like, they've just got so many ways to beat you. Like, Lamar threw for like 4 touchdowns and like everybody's just making plays.
Right, Derrick Henry didn't do anything.
Derrick Henry didn't do anything, and they still absolutely whacked up the Browns. It's the Browns, right? So it's nothing to write home about. But if that crazy last 5 minutes didn't happen against the Buffalo Bills and they would have slapped the Bills like they were supposed to, bro, we would say they're the best team in the NFL. Yeah. And it wouldn't even be that close. It'd be like, what, Derrick Henry's and Lamar Jackson, and they fucking got D-Hop, who's made... Bro, D-Hop made another
touchdown as well.
Bro, like, he's making another couple of good catches, which you need in high leverage situations. Like what's his name? Zay Flowers is looking like an improved wide receiver, and of course he missed the playoff games last season. I think the Ravens are the best like team in the AFC, but there's always that thing with the Ravens that when they come up against the Chiefs or the Bills, they might come up short.
Yeah, I do agree with you. And the Bills looked okay, but they were against the Jets, the Jets.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It's exciting. And I'm excited because, well, I'm low-key not excited because I don't want to bring this back to Denver, but now we've got the Chargers away and then we'll have the Bengals at home. But now I think the Bengals...
You beat the Bengals.
Well, this is now our difficult stretch. It would have been Chargers, Bengals, Jets in London.
When do you play Chiefs?
Oh, first game's Christmas, the others...
Oh, really? So 2 late games against Chiefs?
No. I think I think they're both later on, but we don't have the Chiefs just yet. We got the Chargers first in our division. I will say
the Chargers game is huge, bro. Yeah, that Chargers game is massive.
It's massive because we can go 1-2.
Yeah, we
can go 1-2, and then 1-2 facing the Bengals. If it's Jake Browning playing under center, then we should be Joe Burrow's out, so Jake Browning. So we are okay in that sense. But if we were 1-2 against the Bengals, it could have been smelly.
Yeah,
but enough about them. But this is the thing with who are we talking about? The Ravens.
Yeah,
I do like the Ravens, and I feel like they played well against the Browns, but the Browns are still the Browns.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not gonna read into it, but I need to see the Ravens work on all fronts because there was still sometimes on defense yesterday. Like one of the touchdowns to Cedric Tillman was just one of the flukiest things I've ever seen by the Browns. Was just one of the flukiest.
What, the one that tipped?
Yeah. It's one of the flukiest things I've ever seen. And that happens.
Yeah, but it happens to them though. Always.
But it always happens to them.
Yeah.
And one thing I've learned about sport, especially over this weekend, is that you can look good in things, but sports is about situations, bro.
Bro, it's situation.
It's situation.
The reason why Tom Brady was the GOAT was because, like, situation.
He was the best in situations.
Best in situations.
He was the most prepared in situations. He was the best in situations.
Yeah.
And there's not. I think out of all the sports we focus on this podcast, American football is the most situational sport because every situation is down, set, hot.
Yeah.
Football, like their situation's playing in the final third and Man United stuck in the red zone, whatever.
I think football's like the least situational.
It's the least situational because it's chaos. It's controlled chaos.
Like basketball and then NFL's most and then basketball's next.
Basketball's the middle because you can have plays, but you're gonna have Bruno Fernandes be like, yo guys, come back.
Yeah. But like I suppose with like long throws and corners that have become more prominent.
Set pieces. Set pieces are our situations, and Arsenal have become one of the best set pieces teams in the world, and it's something you need to account for. Brentford and Keith Andrews are now having this long throw from Michael Coyote, and a set piece coach has now become a thingy. And again, you guys lost 2 points because of that. So you do have situations in football.
Yeah.
But American football is just situation after situation after situation.
Yeah, that's just a situational game.
It's a situational game.
Yeah.
So I just worry for the Ravens that until they can handle these situations, I think they're talented. I think they've always been talented, but it's just handling situations.
Yeah. Well, that's it, bro. And
the best teams handle the situations,
bro. Well, that's why the Chiefs are the Chiefs, and that's why the like Tom Brady was Tom Brady, because like when it got those situations, bro. Because ultimately, because of the nature of American football, it feels like it's just a cheat code. Games are always going to be, if the two teams are somewhat decent, the end of the game will always be close. Where it's like your quarterback's got the ball or my quarterback's got the ball, and even now, bro, if you're leaving, like I watched the Dallas game, right, or the Dallas Giants game, like, bro, Russ thought he won it. Like, there was no time left on the clock, bro. Yeah. But if you've got a quarterback who can make his first down, so it's all situational. And if you've got great quarterbacks, you can do it. Not saying Lamar's not great, but we need to see him be great in situations. Because let's not forget, in week 1 against the Bills, he did get the ball back and he couldn't make the first down.
Yeah. And he should have got another chance on fourth.
Yeah, but he should have. But that's what I mean. Situations, like, the team needs to be better situationally, and I get it why you kind of have that doubt about the Ravens, because I also do. But black people need it for Lamar, bro.
We need it. And on that note, we're gonna wrap up the episode. Yeah. Thank you for watching another episode of RNS. We're on 200 subscribers. Yay! So yeah, like, share, subscribe.
Is that coming? Coming.
We couldn't have done this without you. Yeah. So producer Zach,
talk to us.
Yeah. Tell the people, should they subscribe, where they subscribe, because subscribing helps the channel.
You know what I'm saying?
What you saying, bro?
I'm saying, my boys here. These men carry the show. You know what I'm saying? This is so weird.
Yeah, we had a little Easter egg there, but don't worry, one day when we get rich, we'll put that on Patreon and stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
Speak about them, tell them how to subscribe and why they should subscribe.
Like, subscribe. We got AFCON in a month and some change. So the content.
2 months.
Yeah, 2 months and change. So the content's gonna be insane. If you wanna hear the takes from the man them, follow what they're doing. Follow the takes.
And on that note, until next time.